When I saw the rescue work by the Coast Guard, I did not trust the Coast Guard. I thought at the start that the investigation would be insufficient. However, there was the evidence of zigzag sales and the investigators pressed the crew based on such evidence. The father of Park Soo-hyun gave me the basic data of investigation and I will explain you summarized content of the data. The crew asserted that, after sailing in 135 degrees, they turned the helm from 140 degrees to 145 degrees and then the accident occurred. Also, 128 degrees of course was additionally found in the data acquired by the bereaved. The crew denied zigzag sails, but this radar video shows that Sewol ferry turned repeatedly to the left and right. It was proved by CNN's video provided by Dula Ace that Sewol ferry drifted with her back towards Byongpungdo Island. The data, which gave the professionals no way but to accept the evidence of CNN, was the second monitoring video. Sewol ferry shows narrow shapes towards Seojohado Island, indicating that Sewol ferry must turn at this position, and professional accepted this fact completely. Where, the question is whether the government did not recognize zigzag sails and a sharp turn for 4 minutes in the process of such investigation. The Coast Guard must know such fact in the evening on April 16, that is on the day of accident. There was a testimony that a person was awoken by rolling 10 degrees. Zigzag sails were already found in the testimony made by Shin Jae-won. To the question what Sewol ferry faced at that time, Shin Jae-won answered that he confirmed the situation on GPS plotters and Sewol ferry was sailing to southeast. This answer is consistent with CNN's video. More detailed contents of investigation were also disclosed. The prosecutor showed 9 detailed data and the core contents are as follows. The prosecutor took attention in the red box part. The investigator called Park Ki-ho to the problem that Sewol ferry repeated left and right turns to 135 degrees, 138 degrees, and to 135 degrees. Returning to the original course. The prosecutor knew already that Sewol ferry turned sharply from 135 degrees rather than 140 degrees. This fact did not come down hard to the crew in the court. In fact, they hid this fact. The first prosecutor's arrangement showed a sharp turn from 135 degrees and, in fact, the course of 140 degrees did not exist. Nevertheless, the course of 140 degrees is accepted in the court. Mate Park Han-gyeol asserted they normally turn the helm to 140 and 145 degrees from 135 degrees, but her assertion was already found to be a lie. Sewol ferry had been sailing in 135 degrees and turned to the left continuously. In addition, 128 degrees of angle was found. Continuous lies of Park Han-gyeol resulted in contradictory situation. The investigator asked her how she identified that the ship's course was 140 degrees and she answered that she confirmed the course on the radar of Sewol ferry. The investigator said that, when reviewing all the data including Jindo VTS track data, the course of 140 degrees did not appear. She asserted that radar showed errors occasionally. She said that an alpha radar was installed in Sewol ferry and this photo was taken just before Sewol ferry started. AIS information is displayed on the right screen at 0.1 degree of precision level and the distances from other ships are also displayed. If the distance from a ship is less than certain limit, an alarm rings. As she continued telling lies, a veteran investigator participated. The veteran showed her the evidence obtained from Jindo VTS monitoring video. A ship called Hansu was approaching very close to Sewol ferry. She says that the distance to generate a warning signal was set as 6 miles (9.7 kilometers). At that time, Hansu was 2.5 miles 4 kilometers from Sewol Ferry. The veteran asked whether the alarm rang and she answered it did not ring. The veteran asked whether she saw any ship in the front side just before the accident and she answered that she saw a ship in visual checking distance, 5 miles 8 kilometers. The veteran asked whether the alarm rang and she answered it did not ring. And then, the veteran showed her the evidence. The veteran asked her why she did not know the situation of possible crossing that might result in a collision, saying, "You did not turn on the alpha radar, did you?" She answered the alarm had shown troubles occasionally. The veteran said that she continued telling lies to hide the cause of the accident and asked her to say the truth. She answered she would say the truth. However, since the afternoon, she denied further testimonies. Such fact is not handled in the court at all. The veteran participated in the investigation once and then disappeared since that time, and, from the time, lower level of investigators continued the investigation. The conclusion is that the assertion of Park Han-gyeol that she confirmed 140 degrees of course on AIS was a lie. AIS was turned off at that time. In the process to review the record of statement, I found a new fact. It was officially identified that 2 versions of Jindo VTS video were available, but, in fact, in addition to aforesaid 2 versions, there was another version used by the investigators. I said that the prosecutor showed 9 data and, as a result, the data used by the investigators at the start of investigation was different from 2 versions of videos. If I could acquire the data which was used by the investigators, I would not wander around so much.